Hello and welcome to Educated STEM. I am Kate, the founder of Educated STEM, and today I'm going to talk to you about what I refer to as career exploration the Mr. Bump way. So, when was the last time you read a Mr. Man book? I'm going to guess if you haven't got young children, it might have been a long time ago. But I have a 5-year-old son, and when I read him books, I often realize the lesson that's provided in them and think that lots of adults have actually forgotten them. And I think that is the case with Mr. Bump. So, what happens in Mr. Bump? To refresh your memory, Mr. Bump is super accident prone and he often bumps into things. So he tries out a number of different jobs. So he works on a farm but spills the milk. He tries to be a postman but gets his hand stuck in the mailbox. He falls off the bus when he's a bus conductor and can't get back on. He hits his thumb instead of a nail as a carpenter. So after all of these different events and he's hurt himself and he's despondent, he decides to go on a vacation. And he thinks about all of the skills that he has and the fact that he's accident prone. And he comes to the conclusion that he would make an awesome apple picker. But not like a regular apple picker where you would climb a ladder and pluck the apple from the tree. No, he would wander around bumping into the trees and catching the apples as they fall. And what do you know, at the end of the story, he's an apple picker. He's wonderfully happy with his new job, as is the farmer who's employed him. He thinks he's great. So, moral of the story, there are lots of jobs out there. You just need to figure out what skill set suits a job for you. So, we need to think about the skills that you have. I want you to make a list, and this might take a number of days or weeks in order for you to do so. Make a list of all your skills. And next to the different thing on your list, I want you to write down whether you enjoy using them and how proficient you are, and be realistic. If you're okay at something, if you're going to use like a numerical scale where 10 is fantastic, you're the world most accomplished person at this skill, and 0 is, you can't do it. Be accurate with it, be honest. And you want to think about alternative skills that you may have. Sometimes people call them soft skills, but to me they're all skills, right? So if you could be a really good communicator, if you are good at conflict management, if you're good at leadership or management, all of those things need to be included on the list. And then I want you to share your list with someone else that you trust. And it could be multiple people that you trust. So family members, mentors, whomever it is, they ought to know you. So they can tell you, maybe you've missed a skill that you haven't included. Or maybe there's a skill that you haven't even appreciated that you have, and yet they see it in you. So you can continue to add to your skill set. And this is going to be really helpful when it comes to doing a CV or a resume, because you have your skills all written down and whether you're really good at it and also whether you enjoy it. So one of the things that I think is awesome about having this list of skills is that there may be skills on there that you can't currently utilize in a position or a job that you're considering, but it's good to know that you have that in your back pocket for a later job. It also might give you ideas for future training and personal development. So, I think this is going to be a really good skill for me to have, but I'm currently, a 1 or a 2. So I need to focus on getting training and improving the skill set so I can utilize that in the future at a different job. You also want to consider skills that you don't want to use. So you've got it on your list. You may be really awesome at this skill, but you do not enjoy it. So knowing what you don't want to use is also really powerful. You also need to think about things that may positively or negatively impact your enjoyment at a particular job. So your values, maybe it's a location where you live, maybe it's a location where you work. The individuals you work with, what are they like? The jobs may have the company may have a particular culture. You may love the culture, or it might not jive with you. Another key thing is how much money you want to make. In certain industries, you may make less money than if you are doing the same job at a different location. So a non-profit, for example, you may make less money there, or for a government or a state job, than if you went and had the exact same role in a different kind of company. So think about those. So knowing what your limits are will help you focus for what you want to do. You can also take assessments that will help you focus on your skills, your interests, and also the strengths that you have. So for example, strong interest inventory and strengths finder are obvious ones. You could take the MBTI, so the Myers-Briggs type indicator, and also an emotional intelligence test will also give you really good information when you're considering certain roles. While you may be interested in them, you may need to acknowledge or adapt to ensure that you're comfortable fulfilling the requirements. So an example of this is if you're on the introversion spectrum, talking to lots of people, meeting new people, it might cause anxiety. You may feel uncomfortable doing it. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that you need to know that ahead of time, and you have to think of different skills and different ways of making yourself more comfortable in order to do that. And I want you to not be afraid to try new experiences. So shadowing and internships are excellent opportunities to learn more about a potential career and really what the day-to-day operations of a particular role are. Even if you decide that that job isn't for you, it isn't a waste of your time. You have managed to rule out a potential career path, and you can then concentrate on others, and that's a wonderful thing. If you work in a really large company and there's lots of different departments, it gives you the opportunity to go and visit your colleagues in different places and see what they do, have a little informational interview with them, find out what their job is, find out what they do on a day-to-day basis. And if that sounds really cool to you, you can ask them, if I want to move over here, how would I do that? Is there a skill or something or a course that I can take to make myself more attractive? Or is it just the case that I need to wait for an opportunity or an opening to come up and I just apply? So I realized that, looking for jobs, trying to figure out what your career path is, it's really stressful, and it can create lots and lots of anxiety. And no matter where you are, beginning your career, in the midway, towards the end, if you're thinking about changing something, then yes, it can be really, really stressful. But what I want you to think about is that you're making the next move. What is your next move? You're not committing to this for the rest of your life. You just have to move on. And yes, it might become a very obvious step upon the next step to get along the career path, or you might veer off and go, oh, I don't like this, I'm just going to go over here. And as long as you can describe why you're making a move and why your current skill set makes you eligible and a good candidate for the next role that you're applying for, that is fine. So again, think about this. It's your next step. That's all you need to do. And hopefully if you approach it in, it's just my next step, then hopefully your career exploration will be exciting and you'll be motivated to do it rather than having fearful or other negative emotions. Remember, Mr. Bump did it. Now, yes, he's a fictional character, but there is a career path and job out there for every single one of us. I truly believe it. You just need to decide what yours will be. And by leveraging your skill set, knowing what you enjoy, you can figure that out. So go to if you're an undergraduate or in high school, go to your career counselor, ask them for advice. If you're in a postdoc, go to your postdoc office or maybe the career center at your institution. Come and work with career coaches like me. We all want you to have a happy and exciting career. So I hope that helps. Like the video if it was, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.